I do hope at some point we have this as a allied race. I don't know if that can happen, but that would be really, really cool. Be careful, this is gonna be a spoiler area from now until maybe the end of the stream. So yeah, keep an eye out for that. Okay, so what stories can you tell me? So there is 3 stories right now. We have Zalatath, we have Ethereals, and we have the Lich King. Yeah, I'm gonna be doing the voice and everything. Yep, there it is. I mean, I gotta have this. First of all, what is Lorewalking? Lorewalking can mean many things, my friend. For me, it is the gathering of stories, the many versions of stories, often historical deeds, of the heroes of Azeroth, stories lost to history, stories so fragmented by time and space they are difficult for most to piece together. For you, it means hearing those stories. Ask me to tell you a tale, and I humbly believe it will be as though you are experiencing it yourself. Lowwalking, what stories can you tell me? Ooh. So there's 3 stories right now. We have Zalatath, then we have Ethereals, which is obviously the most exciting out of all 3 stories. Mysterious and elusive, the Ethereals that have traveled to our world speak little of their history, yet there is much to be learned from the few things they do choose to share. And we get Karesh Memory Crystal. Take on the appearance of a Kareshi. Ooh, Kareshi. And then we have Lich King. I'm gonna start off with Ethereals. We don't really know much about them. What is their connection to the brokers? And yeah. So, let's start with Ethereals.
Who are the Ethereals? Enshrouded in mystery. We first encountered them in Outland, but that was not where they originated. Their own world, Karesh, was destroyed long ago by a monstrous creature of the void.
Ooh. Yeah, Dimension.
Left to their own devices, the Ethereals traveled the cosmos in search of trade, knowledge, and vengeance for their beloved home.
Tell me about the Protectorate.
Our story begins with the Protectorate, a group of Ethereals who had gathered in Netherstorm.
So are we in Netherstorm? What do you know about Ethereals, Fleshling? You undoubtedly view us all in the same light, oblivious to the conflicts and struggles between the differing factions. Perhaps it is time for an introduction. I am Commander Emir of the Protectorate, also your only hope of resolving the infestation of both void creatures and Ethereum in this area. What are Ethereum? The Ethereum were the ruling class of Ethereals on my home of Karesh. Tragically, we were forced to evacuate Karesh shortly before Void Lord Dimensius unleashed his Void armies upon the world and utterly decimated all that stood in his way. For his act, the Ethereum vowed vengeance. They have been tracking Dimensius ever since. The Protectorate, however, were not a reaction to Dimensius. We were a reaction to the Ethereum. I don't understand. What do you mean, Emir? The Ethereum have grown dark, twisted. Vengeance has become their only resource, and anyone who will stand in their way or not join their cause are considered enemies. Many saw that the Ethereum were plummeting into madness and left. Several of the Nexus princesses of the Ethereum Council abandoned the Ethereum to form other groups and factions with different goals. The Consortium are one such example of an offshoot group. The Protectorate are another. Okay, that makes sense. So it's like the Consortium. So what is your purpose? We feel that the Ethereum are as great a threat to our existence as Dimensius. Both must be stopped. I think I understand now. Can I help with any of this? The Ethereum and Void creatures are a threat to our survival as well. Directly south of here, you'll find the Ethereum staging grounds. The Ethereum are there preparing for something, perhaps an assault on all trees. We can't take any chances though, please. Break through the perimeter defenses and take out their training facility. Once you have destroyed their soldiers and Captain Zovax, locate Ethereum transporter Zeta and use it to establish contact with me to get to your next set of orders.
The
All right.
Ethereum, a ruling class once united in purpose, had fractured. The Protectorate suspected treachery, but more investigation was necessary.
That's the boss. Oh yeah, so that's their training facility. If you get lost as well, you can ask him, I guess. I'm a little lost. Where does this part of the story take place again? Oh, okay. Look around you, Fleshling. Very close to this transporter should be an Ethereum data cell. Locate that data cell, open it, and retrieve its contents. Okay.
The Ethereals are meticulous record keepers. Evidence of the Ethereum's treachery had to exist somewhere.
So we gotta find that data cell. Is that all? It appears to be. Have you recovered the data cell? You hold the data cell out so Amir can read the plans. Nothing, damn them. They are clever, but not as clever as Amir. What I'm about to ask you to do is quite dangerous. I'll understand if you don't want to continue, Flashling. Wow, he's quite a snob. Potential for brain damage equals high. They're using relays to transfer information around the staging grounds. There is only one way for you to see these relays and extract the information they hold. Unfortunately, doing so may cause you irreparable brain damage. Wow, okay. If you are still interested, you'll need to slay Ethereum here at the staging grounds and take their essences. Once you have an essence, drag it down. It will temporarily allow you to see an Ethereum relay, giving you enough time to destroy a relay and extract its information.
Of course, it was not that simple. The Ethereum used relays to exchange information, which meant that one had to intercept the relays to extract that information as evidence.
Have you recovered the relay data? The Protectorate's reason for existence is now fully realized. The Ethereum are not here to hunt dimensions, they're here to become void. They're manipulating the void energy at this Maniforge to bond their own energy into a creature known as a Nexus Stalker. They are undoubtedly using a proto accelerator to complete the transformation. Delivering the message, the Ethereum are using void energy to turn themselves into an abomination known as a Nexus Stalker. We must destroy the Maniforge energy tube powering the proto accelerator. I'm sending one of the demolitionists out to place a disruption device. Just make sure no harm comes to him as he's placing down the disruptor. Keep him protected. He will not fight back if enemies attack him, as he's only a holographic image. But the image can be destroyed.
Unthinkable, but true. The Ethereum was attempting to embrace the very same void that had destroyed the ethereal homeworld so long ago. Their efforts had to be stopped.
By the second son of Karesh. Look at this place. I can only imagine what Zalhadar is planning. Come on, let's keep going. Oh, so Karesh has two sons? With this much void waste and runoff, a toxic void horror can be too far behind. Well, I'm trying. Look there, Fleshling. Zalhadar's conduits. He's keeping well fed. What, there? Oh, yeah. Done. Back up, back up. Okay. Well, what's happening? Looks like my work here is done. Report back to the hollow image of a mirror over this transponder. Thanks to you, their plans are in ruin. Now only one thing remains, Salhadar. Ooh, damn, that's pretty nice. I have in my possession another disruptor, one capable of destroying the 3 conduits that surround Salhadar. Once the conduits are destroyed, Salhadar's protective force fields will be down. For this act, he will strike at you with a ferocity you have never before witnessed. Oh, players. If you're willing to rid of the world of Salhadar, I'll give you the disruptor. I do believe that deserves a bit of a nice video. Pretty cool. Alrighty, so I am supposed to take this out. Oh no. Ooh, Nexus King Salhadar. Oh damn. The Ethereal will prevail. Is he really dead and destroyed? It has been 1,000 years, maybe more, since Sanhadar began his crusade to exterminate all that will stand in his way. I can hardly believe that this is the last we'll see of him. You have done all of us a great service, and for that you will be rewarded. So we can get a staff, or we can get a staff.
Although Salhadar may have been defeated, there was an even greater threat to contend with. Dimensius.
Dimensius? I have more questions about Ethereals. Tell me more about Netherstorm. According to locals, the shadow fragments that make up Netherstorm used to be a large island called Varahion. This was of course before the planet of Draenor shattered into what is now called Outland. Here the energies of the twisting nether and the physical realm blend together into the most chaotic landscape. Some have discovered ways to harness the twisting nether's energy, though not necessarily for good. The Blood Elves, led by Kel'Thas Sunstrider, built massive mana forges here, using them to siphon magic. The more they bled the nether, the more unstable the region became, as you can see. I have more questions about Ethereal. Tell me more about Nexus King Salhadar. Nexus King Salhadar ruled the Ethereals after Dimensius destroyed their home of Karesh. Intent on his people's survival, Salhadar led them to other worlds. He encouraged those loyal to him to seek revenge, even if they needed to use the Void to achieve it. But the power of the Void overcame even his desire to seek vengeance on Dimensius. Power, it seemed, was all he craved now. Alright, tell me more about Dimensius.
Long ago, Dimensius shattered the ethereal homeworld of Karesh. And now he threatened Outland as well. The Protectorate would not let this happen.
Atop Manaforge Altars lies the tier in the nether that Void Lord Dimensius came through. That tier provides Dimensius with a link to the Void, rendering him immune to physical harm. If we can get a lock on the conduit that Dimensius is using to keep himself phased out of this plane of existence, we can destroy it and then destroy Dimensius. To do this, we are going to first need you to collect fragments of Dimensius from the Void creatures that he sends out to do his dirty work. Recover 4 fragments of Dimensius. I like how they are calling us fleshling because they obviously do not have flesh. Well, it appears it's taking quite a long of time. Alright, Dabiri. Excellent! With these fragments we can calibrate a bomb that will destroy the void conduit at Voltris. With the void conduit destroyed, Dimensio's connection with the void will be severed and he will be left defenseless. Your brave actions have forced Emir to react. He has deployed Captain Said and the Avengers. What? The Avengers? Now all that is left to do is destroy Dimensius. When you are ready, I will call for Said. If he's not currently fighting another battle, he will be awaiting orders from you directly east of here. Let him know when you are ready to fight and he will put his troops in motion. I wish you luck, Fleshling. We have hunted Dimensius for 1,000 years.
The Protectorate used the fragments of Dimensius to disable a conduit that gave Dimensius a link to the void and physical immunity. Only then could they launch a final assault.
Alright, Said. Oh, here, the Avengers have assembled. Fleshling, I am Captain Said of the Protectorate, and these soldiers that stand by me are my Avengers. We await orders from the Fleshling who destroy the Void Conduit. On that Fleshling's word, we will make our way up to Dimensius' lair and wait for the word to make a final strike. Too long it has been, the Void Lord will soon face our combined might. I am the Fleshling, Said, let's go. You heard the Fleshling, move out. Wow, isn't that spooky? That is so spooky, man. Where am I supposed to go? Oh, here? Okay. This is it. We charge on your orders, just say the word and my men and I will engage. I am ready, let's make history. It's now or never, soldiers, let's do this. For Karesh, for the Protectorate. I mean, I don't believe we're gonna kill Dimensius, are we? This time for your distraction has finally come, Dimensius. Time only has meaning. What did he say? Dude, it's so creepy. I mean, look at his eyes. But I don't believe that's his real form. I hunger. Feed me the power of this forge, my children. These candles are pretty cool. Woohoo! We are victorious! Dimensius is no more. Report back to the professor, hero. Dimensius the All-Devouring. For 1,000 years, all we have known is conflict. We have defended our people from the attacks of both void creature and ethereal alike. Now one of our most hated enemies lies dead. Finally, I give you the thanks of 100 million ethereals, Fleshling. And we get Dabiri's Enigma. Increased dodge.
It was done. Dimensius was defeated. Though some questioned whether he was truly gone.
With Salhadar and Dimensius defeated, it seemed the largest problems facing the ethereals had at last been solved. Alright, now we go to Lorewalker. While the Protectorate of Outland may have stopped Dimensius and Salhadar, the Ethereum remained, and the Salhadar had wished they chose to embrace the void. Not just embrace it, become it. It twisted them into shadows of themselves, consumed with the pursuit of power. But there was one ethereal, Lorewalker, that sought to harness the void for more altruistic purposes. His story is entwined with an elf from our world, Alleria Windrunner. Follow Cho's guidance to learn about void ethereals. Contains a piece of equipment lovingly preserved from battles past. We get valor stones and we get weather undermine crest.
The Ethereum may have sought the void for the sake of power, but one ethereal learned to wield it for more altruistic purposes.
Tell me about the Void Ethereals.
Or at least he would have us believe. We first met Locust-Walker on Argus, where he reunited with his former student, Alaria Windrunner.
Uh-huh. Dun, 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 dun. And regards, Locust-Walker taught me all that I know about the Void, and he still has more to teach me. If he's here, the Ethereal's presence only tricks me further. I have thought him the only one of his kind, but now that I have seen another tangling with Void, come, we must play his game if we want to learn what he knows. He appears to have gone toward the Umbra Hollows to the north. We get very dark unite.
I have something I want to show
something
you,
first.
but we mustn't be seen. Follow.
Explain yourself first.
Such impatience. I believe you will find the answers you seek on the other side.
Get ready to see Seed of Triumvirate again. And I'm obviously talking about M+.
I had hoped to find at least one promising soul on this rock.
I have not turned away from that path. You know why I resisted. I need to finish what I started, Locust-Walker.
Can you, though?
What are you talking about?
Why, your mate, of course. How does he feel about your choices?
I think we have done this before. I think I understand what he was trying to show us. I feel a surge of power building ahead. They must be cultivating the void, calling it here. We need to stop them before they plunge this entire city into shadow. Find the source and cut it off by any means necessary. Locust-Walker and I have unfinished business to attend to.
Terrellian trusts me to make hard decisions, and I him.
I am not talking about trust. How can you expect to embrace the shadow with the light shining so brightly at your side?
Without the light, there is no shadow, teacher.
As you have surely gathered by now, a certain subset of my people have tragically succumbed to the call of the void. I had hoped to find more of who possess the necessary strength of mine. I am disappointed to find such a utter lack of resistance. It cannot be helped. To advance your cause and mine, we will need to eradicate these weak-willed beings.
Locust-Walker had hoped that there were others of his kind interested in his studies, but the Shadow Guard were too far gone. They had let the call of the void consume them entirely. And this was all the evidence Alaria needed to prove just how dangerous attempting to master the void could be. Yet, perhaps it was worth the danger.
After some consideration, I have decided to allow Alaria another opportunity to pursue her destiny. I suppose you want to know what that means, mortal. Meet us deep in the Shadow Guard camp ahead. My brethren are preparing a summons that will provide adequate energy for Windrunner to begin again. Witness what happens when you harness the Void's power. Defeat Nalathoth and collect his heart. Though only a demigod, Nalathoth's presence haunts the dark corners of Eredath.
Well, Windrunner, what say you?
Show me the path. I am ready to walk it.
Right this way. Yes, this specimen will do. Prepare yourself, Illyria. Your friend here will hold its attention.
thing. It's calling to me. I can't. Oh!
I'd curse you.
Ooh.
Be gone, wretched darkness.
Be sure to collect our prize, fleshling. I will tend to Illyria. The heart of a demigod. This is no mere token, Illyria. Take it, and you will be one step closer to your destiny.
I understand. Thank you. Both of you.
I see the path clearly. Heart of Nalathol. A pulsing core of void energy that buzzes uncomfortably in your hands. Illyria takes the heart in her hands. So this is the next step. Thank you for bringing me to this point. Lorewalker's intentions do indeed seem to be good, though there are those who question both him and Illyria to this day.
Unlike the Shadow God, Locust-Walker mastered the void without succumbing to its whispers. And he then taught Illyria how to do the same.
So now we're gonna learn about the brokers. Nice. The Ethereals are most fascinating indeed, but in my studies I have encountered another race of creatures who share many similarities with the Ethereals. I feel we should speak of them as well, the brokers. They share a nomadic nature and desire to collect rare and unusual antiquities, and a penchant for trade. Yet the brokers do not exist on Azeroth, instead they dwell in the Shadowlands, the land of death.
Interestingly, the Ethereals share many of their unique traits with another group we have encountered, the Brokers.
Alright. Tell me more about the brokers. Are we going to Shadowlands now?
Yet, the Brokers were first encountered not in any ordinary city, but in Oribos, a city in the realm of death. There, they offered trade, bargains, and opportunities.
Opportunities. Host Tarella. Welcome, Lorewalker. Please avail yourself of our amenities, or as our gracious host might say, may the purpose be your way. The Alley Cat of Oribos. Oh, Lorewalker, I have a message. An individual has a proposition for you specifically. I know nothing of the details, only that they ask you to meet them toward the back of the Idylia. Meet with the mysterious contact in Oribos.
Ah, you have arrived.
Cool. It is a pleasure to meet you.
I am Aldelir, a humble collector of artifacts, here to present you with an opportunity. Solier of Cartel Soul seeks to acquire a dangerous relic. It would benefit us both if she did not.
Solia. Yeah, okay. It's the one from Tazavesh. Insider trading. I am the foremost expert on broker culture. However, relationships between cartels are complicated and unstable. Cartel So holds a small presence here in Oribos, which means the other cartels may have knowledge that I do not. Ask around with your renown, surely they'll have whatever information that we are missing. Speak with various broker cartels around Oribos. Things best kept dark. The leader of Cartel So represents a grave danger to the Shadowlands, Lorewalker. Her name is Solea. She seeks to assemble an artifact of the first ones and use its power for selfish ends. Pieces of the relic are said to be hidden on your homeworld. Brokers have never found our way there, but if Sola does, then Azeroth too is imperiled. We must intercept her. There is cargo nearby, marked for cartels, so perhaps the manifest will give us clues as to their leader whereabouts. Overseer Taridon, Bazaar Master. What can you tell me about cartels? So,
Cartel Ta avoids meddling in the affairs of others. It is to protect business. I am sure you understand.
I definitely do. Alright, let's ask Cartel Ba. Moonwalker, how may I be of service to one of your kind? I trust my kin have found ways to make your stay here more comfortable. Like you, this is a temporary home for us. It seems our own purposes intersect here. Your kind are guests here? My people, like you, are visitors to this ancient engine. Of course, we have been here a span longer, thus our relationship with the attendants run deeper. We will be happy to assist as liaisons if it would aid your cause. What can you tell me about Cartel So?
We have little to gain from lesser cartels. Whatever cartel Al and cartel So are bickering over, it is not our concern.
Wow, they have been all so helpful. It's unreal. Oh, Cartel Zo. Zorzorg. Master of Conflict. Ah, this is the PvP one. What can you tell me about Cartel So?
It seemed as though the different broker cartels were just as varied as the Ethereals, as was each cartel's motive for doing business.
Also, he waved me off shooing. How many cartels are there? Welcome, stranger. We are at your service. What are you offering here? What can you tell me?
You have been seen with Aldalin. A word of caution. Choose your friends carefully, and your enemies more so.
What was that? A wording? Interesting, I guess. It's not like we learn much. Let's see now. I have to find this one. Can I find the shipping manifest? Oh. Shipping documents. Soldana. Alright, I'll delete. How rude. They should be aware of who they are talking to. I apologize for my kin, Moworker. Have you found anything? Tazavesh, okay. Tazavesh, the Veil Market. An interesting choice of locations. We brokers have found that it is in our best interest to remain mobile and discreet. A number of our cities and outposts are tucked away in the in-between, capable of moving from place to place. It seems I have lost track of Tazavesh. I believe our best course of action is to ask Cartel Ta for access. They pride themselves on keeping track of such things. Let's try our luck with those at the night market in Ravendreth. They may be more forthcoming than their Orbos kin.
Tazavesh can be an elusive city to reach, but surely someone at the night market will aid our journey.
Oh, tell me more about Oribos. Oribos is an ancient city at the heart of the Shadowlands, land of the deceased. All souls who enter the Shadowlands must first visit the city and be judged by being called the Arbiter. The Arbiter judges each soul in return, choosing where in the Shadowlands it will spend its eternity before sending it onward. The city itself is inhabited mostly by the Arbiter's attendants, but it serves as a nexus between all of the Shadowlands' many domains. As such, it is a useful gathering place for traders such as the brokers. Tell me more about the night market.
The night market resided in Revendreth, another land of the dead. It was also perhaps the place where coordinates for the mysterious city of Tazavesh could be found.
More Walker. My friends here have been unusually taciturn. Perhaps you will have better luck.
Ah, greetings, Lorewalker. Have you come to border? I have many identities in my possession that could be yours, for the right price. Tell me more. I can easily demonstrate the worth of my services. You are Andrigas. I know much of your many ventures of the world of Azeroth. You have slain mighty dragons and other fantastic beasts across the world. You arrived in Reverdreath in search of anima. I could go on if you like, but I reserve my services for paying customers. Seeking smugglers. You seek information that requires a transaction. Above my station. While I indeed know the location of the Veil Market, I fear I can do little in terms of providing you with transportation to it. In return for your assistance with a task, I can send you to someone who can assist us both. There is a bounty hunter and transfer station Ta, a broker enclave in Bastion. He is better suited to help you, and he owes me a shipment. Meet with Togu and tell him that Tanla sent you. For your convenience, I can offer use of a portal. After all, we are partners, yes?
Your help is most appreciated. I am quite overwhelmed at the moment, as you can see.
Well, where's the portal? Oh, it's there? Uh-huh. At least we don't have to do any flying.
Information was not so easily procured. Thus began a journey to yet another realm of the dead. This time, the idyllic hills of Bastion, home of the winged Kyrian.
Tanora requested something very specific on behalf of a client. The Kyrian have been working on a new type of Centurion they call an Aquilon. I believe. I sent some of our trade specialists to retrieve the prototype in question, but they have yet to return. Until I have the item, there is obviously no way I can ship it to Tanla. Perhaps we can help one another. If you can locate the Quilon and bring it here, I will help you reach Tazavesh.
I'm excited to see you in action. It can fly? I acquired some blueprints from one of the smugglers. Let me see. Buttons! Quickly, the buttons! A sharp strike to the head always works.
What? Your side of the deal is done, Walker. Now for your payment. My cartel runs a ferry that travels between Oribos and Tazavesh. Its purpose is to transport cargo, but as in all things, there are exceptions. Take this coin to Tamari and you'll be provided safe passage to the market.
It was time to return to Oribos. Let's have Mishi take us there.
Mishi. Oh. Cool.
Passage to Tazavesh was gained at last.
Let me guess, Tauku sent you my way, yes? Tamari looks at the coin you offer, so you seek travel to Tazavesh. Not something we'll typically offer an outsider, but since payment has been accounted for, it will be my pleasure to assist you. Step aboard and do remember to keep any appendages inside the craft at all times. The currents of the in-between can be fickle. Take me to Tazavesh.
A barge capable of traversing the in-between. It is technology such as this that reminds me of the Ethereals, my friend.
Ethereals, He starts planting his seeds. I'm not gonna spoil, but we're gonna see it soon.
Are we there yet?
We arrived, friend.
Al-Dalil was a most curious sort, but he offered a way into the city and a deeper look at the inner workings of broker culture.
Zomazal? Old. Only citizens and registered clients are allowed through the entrance. I seek entrance.
The shuttle. All non-citizens must accept the required customs check.
We must tend to a matter of great importance inside. Perhaps an exception can be made?
All non-citizens must accept the required customs check.
If you insist, customs it is. Follow me, Lorewalker. Not a problem. We will simply follow another plan. I know the way to whatever you seek.
Al-Talil would eventually gain entry to Tazavesh and put an end to Solea's scheme. But that is a story for another time. For now, there is another broker of whom we must speak. Her name was Venari.
Venari!
Much like Al-Dalil, she worked on her own, and she required our aid.
Nice. Is there anything else we need to know? Oh, tell me more about Dimensius. Dimensius the All-Devouring is a terrifying entity, a void lord that destroyed the ethereal homeworld of Karesh long ago. Little is known of how we first discovered Karesh, but the result was much the same as you see here. The world was rent asunder. Karesh was not the only place attacked by this being. A world called Karkara also suffered, but the narrow Ture arrived to protect it. Ture sacrificed its own life to save the world's inhabitants. Unfortunately, the Ethereals were not as fortunate. The Ethereals escaped Karesh and swore vengeance on Dimensius for what he has done, but that quest for vengeance will soon turn to darker pursuits. Tell me more about Argus. Argus was the homeworld of the Eredar, including the Draenei. Its fate is most tragic indeed. The Eredar were utter wielders of arcane magic, as you see, and had the misfortune of attracting the attention of Sargeras, leader of the Burning Legion. In exchange for the Eredar's loyalty, he offered them untold power. There were those who accepted his offer, and one who saw a vision of the truth. Were they to accept his bargain, they would become demons themselves, and so they fled. But Argus itself was devoured by the Legion, torn into great chunks of fell-riddled masses, floating in the great dark beyond. As for the Eredar, they suffered the fate that was foreseen, their civilization corrupted just as terribly as their world. Illyria spent many years fighting the Burning Legion in the Twisting Nether, where time flows differently. Eventually, she was captured by the Legion and held on their prison world of Niskara. Lorewalker was also a prisoner there. Too weak at the time to fight himself, he taught Illyria to harness the power of the Void, which she did quite successfully. She defeated the Inquisitor who had been torturing them, and so began her education in the Void from Lorewalker. And the Shadow Guard. The Shadow Guard are ethereals who succumbed to the call of the Void. We encountered them first on Argus, the corrupted homeworld of the Eredar. There they sought to call the Void to Eredath and plunge what remained of the city into shadow. Thankfully, their efforts to swallow Argus into darkness were halted by Illyria Widner and another hero. But the Shadow Guard ethereals remain a threat that have yet to be fully stopped. Indeed, it seems as though Lorewalker is perhaps the only Void ethereal who has not followed the path of corruption and destruction. Tell me about Venari. Venari, she's really, she's one of the best in perhaps the entirety of Shadowlands, and them all, of course. Korthia. Oh, Venari. It is preferable when an investment pays off. Ease of passage. Corthia is ripe with opportunity. Look at all of these intriguing objects. In anticipation of such wonders, I have come prepared. Let us find a suitable location and establish a more permanent connection between this place and my refuge. Our work together is not yet finished. Establish a connection between Corthia and Venari's refuge.
We have need of open space, but no. This will do. Now, Lorewalker, kindly activate the device with a touch of your anima. Ah, it worked. As I knew it would, of course. Oh dear, I seem to have left my bag in that musty cave. Retrieve it for me and we shall depart.
Venari's overstuffed bag.
Ah, let me free you from your burdens and make this trip more quickly. Venari was unusual indeed. She resided in the Maw, the darkest, most dangerous part of the realm of death. Still, an alliance was built with her over time. And although it was unlikely she would call anyone friend, those that did her the most favors were the ones most favored in turn.
There you are. I trust my bag isn't too heavy for you. Come along then. We have much to do. You do not procure something of value.
Interesting oral sequencers and an ethereal clock. Oh, and something special for me as well. If I'm not mistaken, as so rarely I am, this is a projection mechanism, very handy. And what's this? A transportation device of some kind? We should test it immediately. And by we, of course, I mean you.
You were transferred, yes? Ah, interesting. I've made an adjustment to the device to modify the destination coordinates.
Tell me more about Venari. Venari is an unusual broker, having left her cartel to operate independently. She took up residence in the most dangerous of all places within the Shadowlands, the Maw. Yet she succeeded at operating there profitably, without drawing attention from the jailer or his eye. Even paranoid, though perhaps rightfully, Venari faked her own death. Her current whereabouts are unknown. And what do we know about broker cartels? All brokers we know of belong to a cartel. Their membership is indicated by the first portion of their name. You heard the story of Altali from Cartel Al and Venari from Cartel V, though she serves them no longer. Because the brokers have known homeworld, they rely on the fellow members of their cartel to give them protection, help, and cooperation. Thank you. I mean, we didn't see much about Venari, though.
Oh? Who is this?
An excellent tale, and pertinent. Venari has need of your aid, hero. Let's not waste time.
Rahula. So I guess he's from Cartel Om? I apologize for interrupting your conversation, Mordal, but it was your discussion that drew Venari's attention. She hears much, after all, especially when her name is involved. I have been sent with an object for you to deliver to Lorewalker. He is an ethereal that dwells within Telocrus Rift. I believe the void elves of your world also reside there. There is no need to travel. I will provide a portal to where you must go. Will you assist her in the task?
I do not recommend you keep her waiting.
Ooh, the void will claim you.
What is that you carry, mortal?
I don't know, what do I carry? And delivery for me. This is most curious. Very well, let me have it then. And you have my thanks for helping fend off the Shadow Guard. Veni Vidi Venari. A broker sent you with this device and they were sent to you by Venari? This does not bode well. Witness a conversation with Locus Walker. Oh, and this is the last one, I guess.
Oh, as I suspected. The Shadow Guard are after you as well?
I have not seen you since the destruction of our world, as I preferred it.
Such fangs, Locust Walker. You wound me. Yet unfortunate as it may be, it seems we must work together one last time. Come, we have much to discuss. As for you, my capable courier, return to your storyteller with my thanks.
That was a bit of a lore drop. A lore bomb, wasn't it? We have Venari discussing with Logos Walker, like they're all pals. Did you think I will not know stories were being told about me? You only survived in my position by being exceedingly cautious. Concealment is everything. Locus Walker, let's see what he says. It seems the Shadow Guard are determined to stop us from speaking. How cool is that? We have Venari and then we have also Locus Walker discussing that they know one another. Are they both originated from Karesh? Most likely. We're gonna get back to Dornogal.
The Ethereals and the Brokers both hail from Karesh? Is it possible they were once one people? Oh, fascinating. Although the Ethereals are not the most forthcoming, their history is one of survival in the face of horrors beyond imagining. Their world was destroyed, yet they still managed to thrive. Perhaps one day we will learn more of their story. But for now, we must admire their resilience and strive for it ourselves. And now, I shall add this final chapter you uncovered to my tale. Oh, thank you, my friend.
Veni Vidi Venari. So, Locus Walker and Venari knew each other? Are you certain, my friend? It seems my research was not unfounded after all. I sought to expand your knowledge of the Ethereals, but you have expanded mine instead. You have my thanks. So we're getting Karesh Memory Crystal, a toy that will help us take the appearance on a Kareshi. Let us see what that means. We have a book, Lorewalker's notes, and then we have Valorstone's crest and gear. Yeah, that basically says that Broker is indeed a Kareshi, someone that is originated from Karesh. Believe it or not. Can I dance with it? Nah. Well, I ought to try. Alright, that's quite interesting. And we have Lorewalker's notes, the Ethereals. The Ethereals once hailed from the world of Karesh, but the world was shattered long ago by the Void Lord Dimensius. Left without a home, the Ethereals scattered across the cosmos, traveling to different worlds in search of trade, knowledge, and vengeance for the loss of their home. In Outland, the Ethereals were able to confront Dimensius and prevent the Void Lord from unleashing destruction on the already fragile world. But in the process, it was discovered that Nexus King Salhadar and his followers had turned to the Void themselves. In the years that followed, more Ethereals turned to the Void in pursuit of power. However, there was one Void Ethereal named Lorewalker who approached the Void differently. He seemingly uses the Void for good, teaching others how to harness it and do the same. There is another race that bears a striking resemblance to the Ethereals, the Brokers, first encountered in the Land of Death, seem to have much of the same expertise for technology and trade as the Ethereals do. The Brokers are divided into cartels, and while they reside side by side in Oribos, they do not always interact with harmony. Once very cunning broker, Venari, worked with a hero called the Mowalker in the Shadowlands. Afterwards, she vanished, only to send a missive asking for a favor years later. It seems the Ethereals and the Brokers are very similar for a reason. They both hail from Karesh. Venari sought out Lorewalker to deliver some information about their old homeworld, although what that information will lead to remains to be seen. I mean, this is pretty good, man. This is pretty good. Just from this, we learn that Ethereals and Brokers are essentially brothers and sisters, both originating from Karesh. I mean, I think that's pretty huge. I think it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool that we get to experience these things, and especially if you didn't play Shadowlands, you probably don't know what are the Brokers, or like maybe maybe Argus, Allyria's storyline. Like, all of the quests were pretty easy to do. Everything was, well, like 2-3 shots. Didn't have much annoying stuff. Like, yeah, I think that's pretty neat. There is more, but I don't know. Like, that took like an hour to witness. I'm guessing Xalatath is gone. Okay, maybe it's shorter, because honestly we don't really know much about her. Alright, that's pretty much all. I'm gonna end the stream now. Like I said, thank you so much for tagging along, and I'll see you all in the next stream. Bye!